All right, everybody, what's up? Good evening. Welcome all. What's up, guys? Who do we have on tonight? Who do we got with me? Who's with me tonight? Let's see. Renzo, what's up, brother? David, Scott, Jen, Big Bala, Jen R, I think you're new. Johnny B, what's up, brother? Big Bala, Diana, how are you? Frank Sabara. Every time I see your name, Frank, I think of the pizza. Pizza Mike. Colin, Mike Lampinen, Oscar, Breakout Trading, and William Robinson. I see you guys commenting about my hair on the thumbnail. I know many of you have never seen my hair, but my thumbnail is a picture with me without a hat on. And yes, I do have a full head of hair. I've played baseball my entire life. I'm used to hats. I love hats, but I do have a full head of hair. I see you guys talking smack. OG Khan, what's up, brother? Ender, Laura Hope, how are you? A Cole, Paul, what's up, Paul? Fausto, Nick Lowry, R. Hirsch, my man, never misses a stream. Young Hio, Arif Vasti, Ron May, Tony. What's up, guys? S7 Enterprise, what's up? Lumi Spawn, Megs Lee, Jose, John Collin, Richie Scalia, what's up, my man? Guys, Richie won a $3,000 trading rig on Saturday. Richie, how's that feel, brother? How's that feel? David Padilla, Erickson, Andrew, what's up? Chris Pickett, Dennis, Christopher, Peter, what's up, guys? Space Jaguar, Robert Herzog, Curtis R, Bobby V, Das Snail, Glenn Wilson, what's up? Mav, what's up, Mav? What's up, guys? Rodrigo, how are you, my man? Rodrigo, what's up? In the name of God, I am well. How are you? Baby Zay, Alan, Hassel, rather, what's up? Nice, Richie. Richie, I'm happy for you, man. When I saw your name come through on the random thing, I was like, no way. He's going to go nuts. Guys, Richie won. So on Saturday, we had our Trader Palooza event. You guys might have heard me talking about Trader Palooza last week. Trader Palooza is an all-day long virtual trading workshop that myself and the moderators do for all of our members. We start at 7:30 a.m. and we finish at 7:30 p.m. Myself and the other moderators, we cover 1 hour workshops, okay, with different topics. And during this event, we raffled off 3 trading rigs, 3 brand new trading systems for our members, combined value of about 10 grand. And Richie was one of the members. Richie was one of the members that won. So I was super stoked for him when I saw his name come out, and I just saw him on the live stream. So that's why I had to shout him out. What's up, everybody? Skip Trades, Mikey 3D, Sean Miller, my man. What's up? What's up? What's up? Elaine Enzo, Billy, Nancy, Grand Toe Hooks. Hey, fam. Fernando. What's up, guys? Awesome. Nice, Will. Will Johnson. Mike, I pulled the trigger, signed up Friday before midnight. Thanks for having me. Nice, Will. Very nice. JD's in the house, too. Guys, Jersey Devil Seafood, another one. What's up, JD? Mark Brenner, Travis, Nautical. Yes, Ed Gearin, $2,100 profit today from Mara. Trading with Alex. Very nice job today, Ed. Christina, what's up, guys? Oh, we got the whole crew is here, man. Thomas, what's up? Oh, what's up, guys? Awesome. Nice, A. Cole. A. Cole says, Mike, new member here as of last Friday. I'm already through half the courses. My man. A. Cole, keep going, man. Keep going. You let me know if you have any questions today. Or you let me know if you have any questions going through those courses. Justin Fox, yes, my Yankees, bro, first place. Justin Fox says, Mike, I made $5 grand today. Let's go Yankees. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, he does, Andrew. Andrew Conahan says Alex definitely knows his way around Mara. You want to know why Alex knows his way around Mara so well, guys? Is because he follows crypto so closely. For those of you that don't know Alex Campbell is one of the other TeachD moderators in chat. It's not just me and the Wolf. I'm joining me tonight, guys. I also have Jason Spadafora, the Wolf. Jason, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Nice. Lumi Span, $3,200 profit today on Apple calls. Very nicely done. Nicely done. Very nice. Colin finished 5 chapters last night. I have a few questions. Colin, if you have a couple questions on the courses, brother, just send me a message tomorrow in chat, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. You can also send a message to Jason Simmons in the morning if you want to talk to Jason, who's another one of our moderators in chat. Nice. Chris Botsis, what's up, man? How are you? What's up, guys? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're going to talk about that breakout. We're going to talk about it. I mean, I love this setup with, holding that left. We'll talk about ADT. So breakout trading just asked me a question about ADT. I made a trade today in ADT. It was actually a losing trade. My big win today was CODX. I'm going to cover both trades for you. So I lost money on ADT, made money on CODX. CODX was the big money maker, though. CODX, I got my third and final profit target reached. Stock broke out to new all-time highs, well more than covers my loss on the ADT trade. That's how it should be, guys. If you have one winning trade, one losing trade, you should be net positive at the end of that if you have that winning trade reaches your second or third profit target. In my case today with CODX, I got my third profit target. Which was reached, which was a new all-time high on CODX. Was an absolute beautiful trade. We're going to talk about that. The topic of this live stream is trading stocks at all-time highs, okay? Because CODX was my winner today. I will also recap my ADT trade, okay? I walk you guys through the good and the bad today, a positive day today because of the CODX trade, but I did give some of those profits back on an ADT trade that I went after a particular setup late in the day, in the afternoon. I went after it around like 2:30, 2:45 in the afternoon. I went after a particular setup that ended up not working out, but it's still on my watch list. And I'll explain to you guys why that setup is still on my watch list and why I plan on looking at that stock tomorrow as well. And CODX. CODX also another stock that was my big win today. That's where I made my money, but still on my watch list going into tomorrow as the stock is now at a clear, fresh, new all-time high. And that stock has over 20% of the float is short. So I do think we may get some follow through on CODX tomorrow. And I think you can see this thing extend into the mid 30s. I think 34, 35 is well within reason on CODX tomorrow. And it is going to be one of the top stocks I'm going to focus on tomorrow morning pre-market. And what I want to actually remind all of you on the live stream here tonight, if you are not a TTG member, do not worry. Tomorrow, the chat room is open for free for everyone. Okay. If you are not a True Trading Group member and you want to come and chat tomorrow, you want to trade with me, the Wolf, the whole TTG family, you guys want to join us in chat, trade with us live, see my screen, hear me on the microphone, get all of my trade alerts, all the moderator trade alerts, and participate and see what it's like to be part of the TTG family. Tomorrow, you can come and chat and do that for free the entire day. Chat room is open from 7:30 a.m. Eastern until around 6 p.m. Eastern. You guys are welcome to join us for the entire day tomorrow. Absolutely free. Okay, we'll be posting a link in the chat, okay, throughout the live stream. You click on that link, you just fill out the form, register, and that will give you an access link that'll provide you entry into our chat room tomorrow for free. Okay, so if you guys want to come in, hang out, see what it's like to be part of the TTG fam, trade with me live, see how I plan on trading CODX tomorrow, see what I plan on doing on ADT, and then, of course, whatever other stocks are gapping up tomorrow what we have in the overall markets. There's some things that I'm going to be looking at. If you guys want to trade with me live, you can do that tomorrow for free. Okay, chat room's open for free. Click on that link right there, guys, that we just posted in chat, and that'll give you a entry into our chat room for free for the entire day. Come in, say what's up, send me a message, let me know you're from the YouTube fam. All right. So, guys, what I'm going to do is same thing I do every live stream. I'm going to start things off with a blanket Q&A. Okay, I'm going to start things off with a blanket Q&A, give some people some time to log on. I'll take a few questions, maybe 15, 20 minutes of questions, and then we'll dive into my CODX trade. I'll recap my ADT trade, and then the Wolf wants to talk to you guys about some other stocks that are trading at all-time highs, like Apple. Okay, he's going to talk to you guys about some of the bigger cap, large cap names. I'm going to talk about CODX and ADT. So to get things started, let's kick things off. Fire away, guys. Ask me so whatever questions that you guys are interested in. Me and the Wolf will take your questions. We'll answer a couple, and then we're going to dive right into some really good educational stuff. I want to show you my CODX trade specifically, the chart setup. There's a lot of technical lessons to learn from the CODX trade, and I want to point out a lot of these to you. So get ready with some pen, some paper. I want you guys to really follow along with me when I get into my CODX breakdown. And then I'll tell you what I expect from that stock tomorrow and how I plan on making money from it tomorrow. And then, of course, get your button chat tomorrow for free and trade it alongside with me. All right, go ahead, guys. Ask me some questions. Mike, does ADT look like CODX to you? It was easy to borrow in the morning, but then went hard to borrow by lunchtime. It held pretty well considering. What did it do after hours?
13.25.
We're still above it. Guys, as long as ADT stays above 13, the stock's in play for a short squeeze. Okay, the company had great news today. We had really great news today on this ADT trade. You had the big gap up. You're looking at these prior all-time highs were 13. There's your previous all-time highs from early 2018. We gapped above that level here today, and we held it. Okay, we gapped above that level today, and we held it literally the entire day. Okay, we held above this $13 area the entire day. Okay, the entire day we held above this level. And now after hours, we're still above it, but just slightly. If we open tomorrow up above 14 or something like that, I think you do have a chance of seeing this thing squeeze. It was easy to borrow. I had it easy to borrow with Lightspeed. I don't know if like E-Trade, Thinkorswim, I don't know if they had it easy to borrow. I'm not sure, but it was easy to borrow for me at Lightspeed. I didn't short it. The fundamental catalyst on the news, I thought was enough for me to not go after the thing short. I was actually looking for it long late in the day, but I didn't get the squeeze that I was looking for. I thought we were going to squeeze right here. Right here is where I thought we had a chance to pop, and I thought we had a chance to maybe get back up and test those early morning highs when the stock was halting. But it is a thicker float stock. It was trading extremely thick here today. Does it remind me of KODX? It does. KODX had more juice behind it than this thing definitely had. I'm pretty sure it's a smaller float also. I'm pretty sure it's a smaller float, but this thing has potential for a squeeze. Now that it did go hard to borrow, all those shares were lent out. That means you got a nice size short position on this. And if this does not get below 13, I think you do have a chance of seeing a squeeze. Okay. If this does not get below 13, I do think you have a chance of seeing a squeeze. It will be on my watch list tomorrow. Okay. Guys, before I take my next question, how many of you are not TTG members? How many of you are not TTG members? Quick show of hands. How many of you are not TTG members? Yes, Kilo Warner, I completely agree with you. Saying shorts are playing carefully after KODK. I agree with you 100%. TGD Max, are you planning on adding Apple pre-split day?
Rich.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it here. I already have a very large position in Apple in my long-term portfolio. I don't think I'm going to add to it at all-time high. You know, if I get any type of pullback though between now and the split, then maybe I'll buy it. The split goes into effect, I believe, August 24th. All right, so who's not a member yet? Let's see. Bilbo Bros, not a member. The Nick, Donald Shoup. Donald, I like that. He goes, I'm not a member yet. I like that. Hassel Rather, Ruben Everett, David Payne, Doug Pham, Denny Smith, I like it, not yet. Fun for the Toys, I like it, not yet. Joseph Offner says, not yet, I will be soon. Colin, Natalia Garcia, Jacqueline Brackett, Sarah saving up, I like it, Sarah, I'm ready when you are. Lucy Lou, Robert, Joseph, John G, P. Richardson, Clarence, Minaj, Nigel, Fezway, Phil, Nate says one day. Nate, I'm waiting for you. Slim Jim, Emmanuel, I like it, not yet. Russell Garisto, not a member. The Tower, Jack Robertson. Joseph Offner says, I need a couple winning trades and then I'm in. Well, Joseph Offner, the greatest chance for you to do that is tomorrow. Okay, Miguel Reyes, hand raised. Alan, Glamdring says no. L. Franklin, not yet. All right, guys, listen. So specifically, Joseph Offner says, I got to hit some winning trades and then I'm in. Come in chat tomorrow for free. All of you that just said you are not yet a member, the chat room is open for free the entire day tomorrow. Okay? You will see my screen. You will hear me on the microphone live, calling out my trade analysis, telling you what I see, telling you what I'm doing, what I'm buying, what I'm selling, where I'm buying, where I'm selling, when I'm buying, when I'm selling. Before I do it, I will walk you guys through each and every single one of my trades, just like I did today in CODX. Experience what it's like to be in chat, experience what it's like to be part of the TGG family. And remember, guys, the chat room is just a fraction of what you guys get when you join True Trading Group, because it's not just chat. It's an entire curriculum. Okay, it's a professional trading style that I learned working at a hedge fund. It's the simulators, the courses, the screener, the mobile app, the blog, the forum, the analyst reports. You guys get access to all of it, okay? But I want you to come in tomorrow and experience a chat room for free. So for every single one of you that said, I'm not a member, click on the link that we are posting in the chat right now. Register, fill out that form. That link will give you access to our chat room for free the entire day, okay? We open up at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Join us as early as you want. We are open till around 6 p.m. Eastern, okay, every single day, and you guys can experience a day with us tomorrow for free, all right? So click on that link, guys. Come join us for free the whole day, all right? Sue, next question. Let's see. Couple more questions, guys. I'll take maybe 2 or 3 more questions, and then we're going to get into the trade recaps. Nice. Fun for Toys says, I'm already signed up. I'll be there tomorrow. I look forward to it. David Lopez, not a member yet. Come and chat tomorrow. Trade with me tomorrow. What do you suggest for guys under PDT? I have 2 accounts. I can take only 6 day trades weekly. Ryan, you can switch to a cash account. Okay. You can switch to a cash account. Your cash account won't be bound under PDT rule, but you will be restricted to the cash available in your account. Okay. So you will not have margin, and you have to wait for that cash to clear and settle once you place a trade, but you will not be bound to the pattern day trade rule. Okay. So my advice to you, if you do not want to be bound to PDT rule, you said you have 2 accounts. That's 3-day trades in each account, but you can also switch to a cash account. Okay, you can also switch to a cash account.
Yeah, especially if you're going to trade options.
How come by the time you gave us the subs, they're already up by this one? I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Paul, I don't understand. Paul Lay or Paul L.E., I don't understand your question. Thoughts on WKHS and the EV market? So, Joseph, WKHS actually just had a breakout day today. WKHS looks really good. We had a breakout through a pretty key resistance area here on WKHS. This like $17 to $18 area was resistance for the whole month of July. We just broke above that today. The volume was an increase, but I really would have liked to have seen some better volume than this. I would have expected a little bit more. Workhorse, I think, does have room to 23. I do think this stock can make that push. What I would look for on WKHS is for a potential pullback to retest this resistance area. So you see this line I just drew? That was a previous area of resistance. I'm looking for that area to be support now and see if you can get some follow through to get up and test that high. Okay, that 2288 high, which is your all-time high on Workhorse. Okay, the electric vehicle market, I believe in it. I think it's a little hyped right now with everything going on with Tesla. Don't forget you have NKLA set for earnings. This stock had a breakout day here today, a nice little short covering rally today. Let's see what happens with NKLA. Everybody, all these EV stocks went crazy when Tesla went all the way to 1800. I do think there still is some pretty good momentum in these names, but I think that the valuations on these names are getting ahead of themselves. Especially stocks like NKLA, which is really just a business plan at this point. They're very far away from, turning a profit or anything like that. And don't forget how much Tesla was villainized really because in the beginning stages and just like a year or two ago, because they were like, oh, they're not profitable. They're never going to be profitable. It's going to take them forever to be profitable. Then Elon Musk came out and, showed him, his you-know-whats. And everybody was like, oh, damn, 4 straight quarters of profit. And then you get this one of the greatest short squeezes that I think we've seen in the last several years in this Tesla short squeeze. I still think it's one of the greatest short squeezes of all time. But some of these other companies are you can't compare them to a company like Tesla, and NKLA I think has gotten ahead of itself, and some of these other electric vehicle companies I think have gotten ahead of themselves. If you're looking, I'll let you jump in. Let me one more thing, guys, and the Wolf has something he wants to tell you guys also about this sector as a whole. The electric vehicle market, I think that right now they're a good trade. I think right now the valuations are too rich for a long-term investment unless you're already in them. Like if you're already in Tesla, great, awesome. I'm happy for you. If you're not, I think the valuations are high. And I think the same can be said for a lot of the other electric vehicle markets or electric vehicle stocks. I think they're great for a trade. If you're looking for a long-term hold, I would wait for pullbacks in a lot of these names. So, Wolf, go ahead. I know you said you wanted to say something about this industry.
Yeah. All these EV companies are basically eating off of Tesla's plate, which is something that you have to realize. And what I mean by that is, you can't classify Tesla as just an EV company. Like, oh, it's an electric vehicle company. No. Tesla is a technology company that one of its products happens to be cars. So you have to really look at all these EV hype plays as just that. Obviously, you don't marry any of these stocks, but if you like the trade and you like the direction, especially for the long term, you could just invest in the components. Battery companies, you can invest in nickel companies, nickel goes into the batteries, stuff like that. which is not as sexy a trade, but at the end of the day, the companies that make the components don't have to compete with sales, against each other. Like the company that mines nickel doesn't have to compete with Tesla. They just, the more EV companies are out there, the more nickel that gets sold into the market, the better these mining companies do, and battery companies, and so on and so on and so on. But you have to realize that Tesla is in a class of its own, and I couldn't tell you the CEO of any of these companies. Everybody knows who Elon Musk is. So just factor that into your trade.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to take like one or two more, maybe I'll take one more question. Before I take my last question, I want to take a little bit of a pause and break. And I want to ask each and every single one of you right now to do me a solid and smash that like button for me as hard as you damn well can. Share the YouTube channel, share the stream, smash that like button. Show me how much you guys appreciate the content, the live stream, the lessons, the education. Show me how much you guys appreciate everything that we do and everything that we put out here and the time we spend with you guys on the TTG YouTube channel. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that share button. Do both for me. Like and share. Like and share. Do both. Show me how much you guys appreciate this, guys.
Yeah, and guys, while you're liking this, I'll answer some direct questions. Let's hear Wolf's take on ADT. I look at it like this, right? So this is a play on like Nest and alarm systems for the home. I don't think that Google is done with ADT. And that's my honest opinion. I mean, when I saw this today, it actually made me think of, so Google came in, bought what, 6.6% of ADT? And it made me think of when Constellation Brands bought 9% of Canopy Growth back in 2017. It got to the point where Constellation made so much money on that trade that they just came in and bought more. I think Google will end up with a bigger slice of ADT, and we're going to have the day traders and everybody in this, but I actually think that this is something that can actually do well longer term. I mean, Google is already in everybody's home. Now they'll be basically making the alarm if they end up buying like majority of ADT, which they can for like nothing, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I didn't look at the deal. I'm sure that there's warrants in there. So I'd have to go through it, but it basically puts Google into everybody's home. And guys, like I have ADT. I forgot my password. My alarm on my house hasn't been on for a little while. Let's just say that. Now, if I had it on like my Nest, it would be a completely different story.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that the frequency and what I was seeing today, especially in the options, kind of. It's not that the price exploded, but the volume exploded in the back half of today.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I think the $15 calls, which I was eyeing, were trading. I think they traded like 8,000 was the volume. By the end of the day, it was like 25,000, and that really was just in the last 2-3 hours.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is a trial period for ADT. Like, I kind of feel like Google is stepping in, buying the smaller piece that they did, and see how they integrate together and see how things go. And I think if things go well, that later down the road, like Jason said, when you look at Constellation Brands with that canopy, how they bought equity in the company in pieces. I think you can see Google take a much larger stake somewhere down the road if this initial, like, I feel like this is kind of a trial period, and I feel like this is an area that Google is looking to get into. Um, and I think the way that, like you said, with like Google Nest, and you've got, like, Alexa with Amazon, and how, all of these integrations into like the smart home. Everyone has a smartphone, and you're talking about the smart home. And I think this is a play that Google is really focused on. And I think that in order for them to reach the level of, like, industry integration where they want to be able to really control the home, they're going to need a bigger stake. And I think, like, they're testing this out with ADT. And if it goes well, I think you can see a much bigger investment, if not an entire, just complete swallow up, where they can just acquire the entire company and bring the entire thing under. I think that's a very, very, very good possibility down the road if things go well with this initial stake. And I think that that's what we could be seeing. So when people ask me, like, what do I think about this ADT move and this ADT play, that's why I didn't short this thing today. That's why, I'm not going to short something like that has a fundamental catalyst like that, with a company like Google stepping in and buying a chunk of the company. I'm not going to go against that. I think you're playing with fire if you're going up against that thing short. But nonetheless, you're going to have tons and tons and tons and tons of traders short this gap up. It was not able to break below that previous all-time high, which really has me interested in a potential short squeeze tomorrow. Okay. You know what? Let's just get right into it. Because since we're talking so much about ADT, let me talk to you about my trade in ADT, because I'll recap my ADT trade. Then I'll recap my CODX trade. I'll let Jason talk about Apple and some of the big tech stocks. But when it comes to this ADT trade, like, there's a big difference between shorting a stock like KODK and ADT when they had a major fundamental catalyst that caused the gap up. There's a big difference between shorting that gap up and shorting, some crap $2 stock that is gapping up just because they had a reverse split. And there's no fundamental catalyst behind it. There's a big, big difference when you're talking about shorting those type of plays. And didn't want to step in the way and short something today that had a catalyst like that with Google. And I'm telling you guys now that tomorrow, if ADT opens tomorrow at around 1450, I will look for a potential squeeze. Okay, I will look for a potential squeeze. I think if this starts to climb tomorrow, you're going to have a lot of short sellers that are going to have nightmares and flashbacks of KODK squeezing them all the way to 60. Okay, I mean, I don't have to go back and show you guys that chart, but I will for fun. Okay,
you should show it to them,
yeah,
especially because we were telling them to sell, to wake up at 6 in the morning and sell.
yeah, I know. So I don't need to remind you guys what happened with KODK. Okay, so here was the KODK chart. All right. The day that they had the announcement that they got that $760 million or whatever it was, loan from the government to produce materials needed for generic drugs, and it got shorted to death. And the stock, it looked like it was dead in the water. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, you get the gap up, and all the shorts just got squeezed till no end. They got squeezed until absolutely no end. It just got absolutely decimated that following day on the short squeeze. But you would not have known that by the way the stock finished the day. Now, KODK did begin its short squeeze after hours. This day, it squeezed after hours and then continued the following day. ADT didn't give you that. ADT was extremely, extremely quiet after hours. Barely traded. So you really want to see how this stock acts tomorrow morning. If you get a gap up, like I said, above 1450, I think you have a chance of seeing a squeeze. If we gap below 13, I'm going to pay a lot less attention to it. Okay, I want to see if the stock can stay above those previous all-time highs from 2018. Okay, and so far today, during the market hours, we held, And now we'll see if we squeeze tomorrow. This will definitely be on watch, though. If we're above 13 tomorrow, it's on watch for a possible squeeze. Now, let me show you guys my actual trade in ADT today, because I was actually looking for a short squeeze later in the day. I traded this early in the day. I mean, this was like a non-event. My first trade of the day was a non-event trade. I'll show you my first trade of the day. I'll walk you guys through just the whole thing. ADT off the open, just ripped, halt, straight up. I wasn't chasing that thing higher off the bell, especially not with all the trading halts. Then we halted on the way down, and then coming out of that trading halt, okay, we had this prior halt price right here. You also had your Fibonacci, your trade line and VWAP sitting right there. And coming out of that trading halt, when we pulled in right down into this area, I gave this a little stab. I got long right here at $15.15. And my first take profit was to see if we can get through this prior halt price, okay, and then see if we were able to actually continue higher and get a trade line and VWAP crossover. That's what I was looking for. When we got denied at that prior halt price, I just said, you know what, the hell with this, and I just got out immediately at 15.05. So I was it was just a non-event trade. I was in at 15.15. I was out at 15.05. I lost a very, very, very small amount on the trade. It was basically a non-event, but it was a trade that I made today. So I wanted to just recap that with you guys real quickly. But then I did go after this later in the day, and this was a losing trade. And then we're going to talk about CODX, which was the big win. Okay, so here's the ADT trade. And I was sitting here saying to myself, man, this thing has held above those prior all-time highs the entire day. Now we're coming out of lunchtime and we're approaching VWAP, and we already know VWAP is a key area of resistance. Okay, we already know that VWAP is a key area of resistance for this stock. Okay, and I'm saying if we get over VWAP in the afternoon, I'm like, man, this thing might squeeze. Okay, I'm like, man, this thing might squeeze. So I actually went ahead, I'll zoom in a little bit closer, and I got long right there. Okay, I'll take you guys to my trade alerts on the day. Okay, here's the trade alerts on the day, and we got to go down here towards the bottom at 2:36 p.m. Long ADT at 14.23, stop loss 13.75 area. Okay, so there's the entry, and what I'm looking for now was a break over VWAP, and I was looking for an increase in volume coming out of lunchtime. That's what I was looking for. When you guys are looking for afternoon setups, always remember this. When you're looking for stocks to potentially give you a move in the afternoon, you want to see a stock that was strong in the morning and then holds above a key support level all throughout lunchtime. Okay? A stock that's strong in the morning, holds above a key support level all throughout lunchtime. Lunchtime is typically from 12 to 2 Eastern. Okay, that's your typical lunchtime session. And during the entire lunchtime session, you can see we held above that prior all-time high. So I'm thinking we've got a chance to squeeze. So that's where I went long, and we looked for the squeeze, and then you can see we never got it. We got denied again at VWAP, rolled back over, and then I just stopped out of the trade right here. Okay, take you back to the alerts. You can see here I sold out at 13.69. Okay. So in at 14.23, out at 13.69. That was my losing trade today. Okay. So I gave back some of my CODX gains on this particular trade, and I really thought we had a chance to squeeze this afternoon. And there's the entry, there's the stop loss, and you can see we got denied at VWAP again, just like we did all prior throughout the day. This stock actually not once gave you a trade line VWAP crossover. Not once. Okay, the trade line is this blue line you see on my screen. At not any point during the day today did that line get above VWAP. Not once. Not once the entire day did the trade line get above VWAP, which is very, very, very rare for a stock that gapped up and held up 56% and never broke the initial morning low. The fact that this stock never broke that initial morning low and never gave you a trade line VWAP crossover is so insanely rare. Now, if the stock had broken down and broke below the initial morning low, that's different. Then obviously, you cannot have a trade line VWAP crossover. But to never break the initial low of the morning after such a big gap up and finish the day up 56% and have never given you a trade line VWAP cross is very rare. Very rare. And that's why I thought we were going to squeeze right there towards the end of the day. And that's why I'm still keeping this on watch for a potential squeeze tomorrow if we stay above 13. Now, if we come into the day tomorrow pre-market and the stock's at $12, then what I'm saying to you right now is no longer really intact. But if we come into the day tomorrow and the stock's at 14, get your eyes on ADT for a potential squeeze from all the short sellers that came in there today saying, the hell with this, we're not getting below 13. And that can push this right back up to today's high, which is $17. And I'll take a move from 14 to 17 any day of the week. And if you get that move, you probably see a new high. Okay, so I think it's absolutely worth keeping this on watch. That's my game plan with ADT going into tomorrow. Okay, so again, guys, make sure, okay, what do I use for the trade line? I use the 9 exponential moving average for my trade line. I do not include pre-market data. If you do, yours will be different from mine, okay? The 9 exponential moving average is my trade line. Now, you can also use the 8, the 10, the 11, the 12. Either one of them works. It is completely personal preference. They are all extremely similar. If you plot the 8 and the 9, they will almost be directly on top of each other. They're off by a couple of pennies. So it's really just personal preference. I use the 9 exponential moving average for my trade line and I do not include pre-market data. Okay? Do not include pre-market data. So that's ADT. Now, if you guys want to trade this with me tomorrow, and I'm telling you guys this now, if this thing gaps up tomorrow and we're at 14.50, you are going to wish that you were in chat and trading this side by side with myself, the Wolf, the rest of the TGD family, because if this thing has any chance of being anything like KODK, you're going to want to make sure that you are ready to take advantage of this setup and that you are ready to trade with a clear and concise, definitive game plan to give you confidence to pull the trigger when the window of opportunity presents itself. Tomorrow morning pre-market, I promise you, I guarantee you, I will be going over this particular trade. I will go over my entire game plan based on where the stock is opening up on the day. You're going to want to make sure that you're in there to go over that and trade this alongside with me. Click on the link that we're posting in the chat. Sign up for TGD Tuesday tomorrow. It is completely free. Come and chat. Trade with me live. Let's see what ADT does. Okay. Next, we have CODX. Okay. CODX was my big winner today. Okay. This is also another stock that I'm going to have a very, very close eye on tomorrow. I think CODX could extend up towards $34, $35 tomorrow. I'll take you guys to the daily chart. Here was your previous all-time high. We broke out and above that previous all-time high today, okay? Your prior all-time high was $29.72. We got up to $30.99 there today. I will see if that previous high holds. But guys, CODX has a 24% of its float short, okay? That is a high short percentage. 24% of the float being short is a high short percentage. Okay, so I think that with CODX, you do have the potential of seeing a day 2 follow through move. Okay, so again, you are going to want to make sure you guys are in chat with us tomorrow so you can trade ADT with me and trade CODX with me, see exactly where I'm buying it, where I'm selling it, and why I'm buying it and selling it where I am. So make sure you fill out that form. For those of you that are not yet TTG members, come in chat and trade with me live for free tomorrow. Now let's get to my trade from the day. CODX was actually my first trade of the day today. Okay, was my first trade of the day today. And the first thing that I notice is a little bit of a double bottom gap up pattern. Okay, so here's a gap up and then the gap up double bottoms. Okay, so here's your gap up, right? Here it is, gap up, then double bottom. Okay, then here comes the trade line underneath. The trade line then lines up with the low of the day, and then all of a sudden you get that breakout move to a new high of the day. So we went from a double bottom gap up with a trade line coming up underneath it, and that trade line and double bottom caused a high volume break through the initial morning high. So again, double bottom, trade line lines up with the low of the day, causes a high volume break through the initial morning high. Okay? So what I do now at this point is I draw out my Fibonacci retracement levels, and what do we notice? We notice right away that the initial morning high lines up perfectly with the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. Okay? That's the first thing that you notice. Then you also notice, well, here's your trade line and VWAP also sitting at that initial morning high and that 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. So on that break, increase in volume. Now remember, when a stock breaks through the high of the day, the heavier the volume on the break through the high, the greater the chance of that prior high acting as support. Then, when you have other indicators such as 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, VWAP, trade line, all also converging on that same price point, that further adds the possibility and the probability of support holding at that level. So once we broke through that high on that first candle pullback, I got long CODX right there. Take you guys to my trade announcements on the day. This is the trade log from chat. I download all of the alerts on the day so I can show them to you guys later, and I will zoom in for you at 9:50 a.m. You will see long CODX at 26.90. Okay, right there on that pullback, 26.90, I am long. Okay, then we push, we extend, we make a new high of the day. I sell 25% of my position on the new high right here at 27.53. 25% of my position comes off the table. We continue to extend. Sorry, it's more like right there. We continue to extend, and I sell 50% of my position. I just missed the high of the day by like 5 cents. Took more profit at CODX at 28.10. So I'm long at 26.90. 25% of my position comes off at 27.53. 50% of my position comes off at 28.10. Now I'm in 25% of my position after the entry, first take, second take. And now I'm holding this last 25% because I want to see, do we have a shot at testing the all-time high, which is 29.72. So now what I do at this point is I'm in 25% of my position, and I held this bad boy almost the entire rest of the day. We pull back in. We test that prior high, support. We test that prior high, support. Okay? Look at how the stock held that prior high support and almost puts in its own little TTG triangle pattern. We break up and out of that downtrend resistance line, and then we continued and we squeezed up to a brand new high of the day. Now, at this point on this brand new extension high, I did not get flat on this extension high. Why? Because the volume that came in on that break was, in fact, the heaviest volume of the entire day by far. You are looking at right here let me see, a 572,000 share candle. Okay, this is 572,000 shares. These candles back here, you're looking at 280,000 share candle. Okay, a double. So prior to this breakout, understand the heaviest volume of the day is a $280,000 candle. We break through this high of the day and you get double that. Massive, massive volume break through that high. That was my indication that we're going to get follow through on this move. We were less than $1 away from the all-time high, and I made the decision at this point, because of the volume that came in on that break, was by far the heaviest of the entire day. I said the chances of us getting follow through here are great. I'm going to hold this last piece. I'm going to look for that all-time high. Okay. So then what we do now is let me delete some of this. Let me clean this chart up a little bit for you. All right. Let me clean this chart up a little bit for you guys. Okay. I'll leave the entry, the first two take profits, the fib levels. Okay, I can even delete that. And there's that previous high. Okay. So what we're going to do now, okay, well, I can actually delete my fib level now. Okay. So there's the previous high. And then you guys see we held support, and we got the extension, right? Okay, great. Now that we broke through the high of the day again, I can draw a new line across the prior high of the day. And now I can look for that area to be support, because what did we just say? The heavier the volume on the break through the high, the greater the chance that prior high becomes support. So now as I pan over, what do you notice? Here's our pullback. Boop. There's your support. So now the prior high, access support. There's your follow through. There's your all-time high test. And there is my final take profit target, comes off the table at 12:28 p.m. Final take profit, CODX, 29.36 from the 26.90 entry. Home run trade, guys. I got my first take, my second take. I got tremendous follow through on my final take profit several hours after my initial entry for a solid gain on CODX. I'll pan out so you can see again. There's the entry, first take, second take, final take profit was an absolute thing of beauty. And the stock actually squeezed later in the day to give you a fresh new all-time high at $30.99 intraday. We did touch higher than that after hours. We went to 31.60, but the intraday all-time high is $30.99. Okay, so with the volume that came in here towards the end of the day, look at how heavy that volume was towards the end of the day. All-time highs. I think that CODX has a chance to continue squeezing tomorrow. 24% of this float is short. I think it's very possible we can see maybe $34 tomorrow. And right now we're sitting at 30. I'll take $4 a share any day of the week. This is, again, another stock that's going to be firmly on my watch list tomorrow between ADT and CODX. I am firmly watching these two stocks tomorrow morning, as well as any other stocks that pop up on my scanner based on a press release, unusual volume activity, a leading gapper. You know, if there's any news regarding any stimulus or anything like that, obviously there's going to be a lot of other stocks on my watch list, but these two will be on it for sure. Okay, so again, guys, if you want to trade CODX and or ADT with me tomorrow, make sure, if you are not a True Trading Group member, to sign up for free. We're going to post a link in chat again. I want you to come and chat with me tomorrow for free, trade with me, see my screen, hear me on the mic, breaking down my analysis every single step of the way. I will literally walk you guys through my trades. True Trading Group members, my TGG members that are on the stream right now, you guys can comment in chat right now, explain to non-members how I walk you guys through my trades live on the microphone. I tell you when I'm buying before I buy. I tell you when I'm selling before I sell. I will always tell you what I'm doing before I actually do it. There is no surprise. I bought a stock, it shoots way higher, and then you try to come chase after it with me. There's plenty of times in chat that members get into trades well before I do, because I tell them where I am buying and I tell them where I am selling before I actually execute the trade. So if you want to get that same information tomorrow, click on the link we just posted in chat, fill out the form, and get your butt in chat tomorrow for free. Come trade with myself and the rest of the gang. Does anybody have any questions on my CODX trade? Specifically, this CODX trade. Is there anything about the technical analysis that I just went over, about the trade setup, about my profit targets, about my entry? Is there anything about this trade that you have a question on? Now is the time to ask before I pass the mic over to Jason the Wolf, and he's going to talk to you guys about some of the big tech names. So if there's any questions about the trade I just listed for you, please, guys, now's the time to ask. Manuel, you can see it. You can see it on FinViz. You can see it. I mean, Yahoo Finance has it, but it's usually delayed about a week. Depending on your trade platform, they can probably see it. Like I know Jason Simmons, he has Charles Schwab Street Edge, Street Smart Edge. They show the short percentage of the float. No, I'm not going to be buying options, Nick. So the Nick 1629 says, are you going to be buying options on CODX? No, on CODX and ADT, I'm going to be buying the stocks themselves. However, the Wolf, all he does is trade options. So Nick, if you are an options trader, come and chat with us because we trade everything in TTG, guys. We trade options, we trade small caps, mid caps, large caps, ETFs. We trade everything, okay? Between myself, Jason, the Wolf, then you have Jason Simmons, Chris Toner, Jay Downing, and Alex Campbell. Those are all your TTG moderators. Between all of us, we trade everything, okay? We trade everything. We are a very, very diverse group of traders. Thank you. Tim One Tech says very clear and concise, great education. Thank you. Nice. David Payne says, Mike, I followed you perfectly today. Excellent analysis. Way to go, David. Ryan Kreutzer says, do you guys track trades through any particular software? So what I do with a lot of my members for our mentor sessions, so with my members, I do like a lot of mentorship, like a lot of one-on-one guidance and everything. I have them use TraderVue. TraderVue is spelled Trader V-U-E, Trader V-U-E. And then also, that's for you as a member. If you want to track your trades, TraderVue is an excellent journaling software. I highly recommend it. For us, if you want to track the moderator's trades every single day on our website, all of our trades are loaded onto the website, so you can go back and see all of our trade performance. Let me see. Please point out again my stop loss. Yeah, sure. Okay. My stop loss, okay, Rodrigo, let me go back to the alert so I can show you. So at 9:50 a.m., I said I'm long CODX at 26.90. My stop loss is 26.25 area. Okay, 26.25. All right, so let's go back to the chart. So here's your setup, and here is my stop loss. So here was my entry. Let me zoom in. Okay, here's my entry, and right there's my stop loss. Okay, so there's the entry. Right there's your stop loss. Okay. And then you'll see my final take profit when you want to compare, okay, risk reward on the final take. I'll do this. So here's your risk. There's your risk. There's your reward on your final take profit. Okay. So this is, you're talking about probably, what is that, 6 or 7 to 1 on your final take profit, which is phenomenal follow through. Phenomenal follow through. Okay. And the reason why that 26.25 area, I'm giving room, okay, based on that breakthrough, that initial morning high, okay, the breakthrough, the initial morning high. Again, there's your initial morning high. There's the break through it. And then I'm giving room down to the trade line. Essentially what I'm doing here is giving room to the trade line. That's why my stop loss was where it was, because at the time, okay, at the time, your trade line, I felt, was the catalyst that caused this break through the high. So if the trade line is my true support indicator, I'm giving my stop loss down to that particular level. of where the trade line was at that particular time. Okay, and that's where I got the 26.25 level from. All right, does that make sense? That makes sense, guys? Okay. You can't calculate it, Esther. Esther Bammy says, you talked about a short float. How do we calculate it? You don't calculate it. Okay, it's the trading platforms will give you that information. So like FinViz will have it. Certain, like, I know Charles Schwab Street Smart Edge has it. Yahoo Finance has it, but it's usually delayed about a week. So different platforms will tell you what the percentage of the float is short. It's not something you can calculate. Grace Lafferty says, how do I start trading? Grace, the best way for you to start trading is to come and chat with us tomorrow. It's free. It's free the whole day. Like, it's not just free in the morning. It's free the whole day. Okay? Chat room is open from 7:30 a.m. Eastern till around 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's open the entire day tomorrow for free. Yes, Sherry, you can make a purchase after hours. Yeah, guys, listen, just specific questions related to the CODX trade. Does anybody have any other questions related to the CODX trade? What is CODX forecast high? I think we could see like $34. I think we could see like $34 tomorrow. I think it's possible to see $34. Elaine Enzo says, will today's highs on CODX and ADT be in play as support tomorrow? Which ones particularly? Elaine, on CODX, definitely. On ADT, no, not yet. Because on ADT, the stock never broke above the high of the day. Okay? The stock never broke above the high of the day today on ADT. So ADT's high of the day tomorrow will act as resistance unless we gap above it pre-market. So tomorrow on ADT, there's your high of the day, right? If tomorrow ADT opens, let's say anywhere in here, and then it makes a move, this will be a take profit target for me because that will be an area of potential resistance. Okay. Once you break through that high, then you can look for that high to become an area of support. Okay. And then that can give you a buying zone and then look for the stock to continue higher. Okay. But it can't become support until it's broken above. All right, guys. Nice. Bernard says, I swung CODX. I like it. No, Bernard, I don't think swinging it is a bad idea at all. I don't think swinging CODX is a bad idea at all. I actually said to people in chat today, because some people still had like 20% of their position, I actually said, if you guys want to hold on to this into tomorrow, I don't mind it at all. I think it's a good idea. All right. Okay, guys. I thought the initial high would have been the top wicks on the first green candles. Yes, Rodolfo, that is your initial morning high. Okay, this is your initial morning high right here. Okay, that's your initial morning high right there. That is your initial morning high right there. Okay, right there is your initial morning high. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it for me for my trade recaps on CODX and on ADT. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions about those particular trades, once this video loads up on the YouTube channel, just go comment under the channel and I'll come back and I'll answer your guys' questions. If you have questions specifically about the CODX trade or the ADT trade. Now I will give the mic over to the Wolf and he'll talk to you guys about Apple and some other stocks at all-time highs, and he'll give you his thoughts on some of these other larger cap names.
Hey, everybody. Thursday, me and Mike and I talked about, big tech, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. And I would say that we underestimated the market a little bit. I mean, what I said was everybody was going to rush to tech, and there was going to be FOMO. I didn't think that there would be another $30 of FOMO on Apple. So, look, the crazy thing is all right, we're at all-time highs, and people now it seems, hey, they just want to get position for this forward split. Okay, but does everybody need to trade Apple right now? I mean, are you guys just like dying to buy Apple stock at $400? So especially trading options and big cap, tech is always going to be the sexiest option out there, right? But there's a lot of tech stocks that can kind of give you clues. I mean, I don't think any of them, well, some are trading at ridiculous valuations like Zoom, but then you can see other tech stocks that have just made insane runs and nobody's talking about them, like Twilio, for example. Twilio is like $285 or something. There was 68 in March. Okay? Now, since I know all of you guys love Roku, they've got earnings this week. So they're going to be, one of those trades that I think, hey, we could be in it before all-time highs. Okay? So it's going to be a fun one to watch. I mean, look, the thing that you really need to know is these things are, especially at all-time highs, are going to move around a lot. And when I say a lot, I'm not talking about like $1, $2. I mean, Apple was, what did it hit, 447 today?
Yes.
447, closed at 435.
446.55, high of the day.
That's nuts. The low was 431. So it basically just went straight up and then gave it back. Because look, what you guys need to understand is there's going to be two factions in this stock, in Apple particularly. There's going to be the people that are, big money investors that need to take a little bit off the table, and then you're going to have the FOMO traders. At some point, there's going to be some kind of convergence where everybody just kind of puts up their hands, and then Apple finds like a normal price. I think for this, it's like the 3-day rule. Usually I use the 3-day rule for a stock that gets pounded. So 3-day rule is I wait 3 days to make a decision. All right, especially if it's a stock I like. Let's say a company I like has bad earnings. I'm going to wait 3 days and then see what it does. Tomorrow is going to be day 3 for Apple. Okay, and I think probably it maybe goes to 440, maybe goes back to 431. Who knows? But it's going to move around a lot. So if you guys are trading options in this, all right, you can do it 2 ways. You can gamble and go for something that's $10 away, or you can try and keep it within like $2.50 to $5 away, which I think is the smarter play. I think you're going to want to be closer to in the money when it comes to puts or calls. For Apple, what I find, $1.25 is usually where I want to be. Either if I'm buying calls or if I'm buying puts. And now that can be different for everybody. Obviously, some people that are buying things that are like, oh, this option's $1, this call option's $1, are getting rewarded. Okay? But that's just the option god sucking you in and getting you hooked. That's the needle. A heroin addict would say that's chasing the dragon. you know. And honestly, and I think everybody can tell you that's on the street right now, you guys have all felt the needle where you jumped into an option and it paid you huge, and you're like, man, this is easy. And then you go in, and then maybe you get rewarded again, and then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna put up all this money I made, and then you get blown out. So with especially Apple right now, guys, just make it, take it. This thing's gonna move around a lot, and but the thing that you need to realize, it's gonna give you so many opportunities that if you miss your entry, don't worry about it. It'll come back. So for the rest of these tech stocks, how are we going to trade them, right? I think Roku, again, I'm going to have to go back to it because, look, Roku's all-time high is like, I think 170, 171.
Roku's all-time high is 176.55.
There you go. So 176.55. Guys, their I'd probably say last three earnings, they beat, and then you saw a huge move after hours that quickly gets sold off. I'm not in the Roku trade, but I know that the day after earnings, I'm going to be trading those options like a beast because they move around a lot. But this time, with everything going on and how everybody is just going to tech, I don't think Roku gives it back this time. I honestly don't. I'll be shocked if they put up bad numbers, but look, we look at it as a stay-at-home. I look at it as a stay-at-home stock that could be an acquisition target for somebody. So I'm sure their advertising dollars and revenue per user, or average revenue per user, which is called ARPU, ARPU, will be pretty high. And I think, look, if this thing goes and tests 176, it would not shock me in the least if it goes to 200. And I know that sounds crazy, but I used to trade Twilio until it had earnings and it jumped up like $50. And then I was like, I don't know how to trade this anymore. And it just kept on going. So, with all this, I still think you need to be very careful. These valuations are very stretched. Macro, as much as we love seeing these rip, at some point we're going to have to deal with the rest of the market. So just be careful. I think that make your money, take your profit, and then be patient is kind of the name of the game right now, especially with these. I mean, look, Microsoft is up. It's getting close to an all-time high on news that they might be able to buy TikTok. All right, this thing just got slammed after having good earnings. Now all of a sudden TikTok makes it go up whatever it went up today. But yeah, I mean, look, you're trading basically blue sky breakouts, but also understand, especially if you're in options, it's different than holding the stock, right? Holding the stock, at the end of the day, you'll still have stock. And that's what you guys need to realize. If you're holding option, it doesn't matter which one, call or put, you are holding a grenade. And at some point, that grenade can blow up in your hand. What you want to do is give that grenade to somebody you don't like at a higher price, preferably.
Exactly.
It's their problem. It really is their problem. Hey, like everybody with Kodak. Kodak was just a big overall grenade. And as soon as somebody, and I say this all the time, as soon as one of your friends tells you to buy a stock, don't buy that stock. Because all I heard was, I swear to God, somebody told me to buy CODX stock. I was like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, I'm buying puts. So yeah, guys, you know, I don't know, Mike. What do you think? Like, I thought that maybe 400 would be like that magic number, like pre-split.
Yeah.
Right now, if they do a 4-to-1 split, this thing's going to be $109.
Yeah,
That's
man.
nuts.
I know. It really is. I did not expect. I didn't expect as much follow through today as we got. We did put in a little bit of a bearish candle on the daily chart today on the SPY, and Apple really did not. On Apple, and Apple really did not participate with the afternoon move towards highs that you saw in the SPY and in the Nasdaq. Apple never got even anywhere close to that early morning high. So it got a little overheated there in the morning, and then it had a pullback. I think we see a little bit more of a pullback in Apple tomorrow, as the stock just not necessarily a pullback as much as a cool off. I think the stock is going to cool off tomorrow and have a little bit of a quiet day in the low 430s, high 428s, and have a quieter day tomorrow, while the focus starts to move towards some other names like a Roku. And I think some of the other tech names will start to come into focus as more earnings get underway, and Apple just kind of takes a little bit of a breather.
What was the high on Friday? Like 422 or something?
Friday's high was
426?
425.66.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if this thing dropped $10 and then went right back to 435.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have the people that sold in the 440s, and now they're like, well, shit, I'm getting a $20 discount, and they're just gonna reload it.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna. I mean, what the percent short was, but maybe just kind of a little bit of that needs to churn out, and we're just seeing that, like, I think it's just it's looking for its new home. That's why I'm giving it the 3-day rule.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, like, I see, especially people in TTG made a killing on it. Don't be in a rush to give any of that money back. Because while calls could work the last 2 days, you could end up getting yourself in a situation being like, oh, well, I'm in this. You get up and go to the bathroom, and it's down $5. It'd be quick, but so, I think, like, if you really want to trade something, I'd say, and want it to be part of, like, that Apple trade, just trade QQQ or trade the SPY. I mean, IWM, as much as I hate that thing, I think it's going to go back to 153. I think it's going to test the high. And you guys know I hate the Russell.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm, like, dying to short the Russell. But, like today, I couldn't justify. I'm like, man, this thing's too strong. I'm not getting in front of it.
Yeah.
And if we do get some kind of stimulus or some thoughts that it's just out the window anyway. But don't hope for a stimulus bill or anything.
You're breaking you're breaking up a little bit, Jay.
What's up?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. How about now?
Now you're loud and clear.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, man, hope is not an investing strategy. I think you got to just be very, very cautious. Even though what's the price to earnings right now on Apple?
I don't even know.
I think it just says ridiculous next to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But what else? Honestly, I'd rather just buy Amazon stock. I mean, at least that was down $54 today. Like that thing's gonna hit a new high. You know, you want to make 10% over a month, just buy yourself a share of Amazon. You make $300. But yeah, guys. Oh, and I saw a thing about pot stocks earlier. I wanted to mention this. So Canada was off today. So the Canadians were too busy drinking maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
God love them. And watching hockey. So they weren't able to trade today. And usually when you have days like that, you'll see moves in the LPs, which are Aurora, Canopy, Kronos, Tilray, and then the MSOs on the U.S. side. So what I'd love to see, ideally, would be maybe some news, some positive news that would trap shorts, and then we could move higher. But the last couple of times, we've seen a gap up and then a fade for the rest of the day. So, it's a good time to improve your averages, sell a little bit high and then reload the dip. But yeah, I was focusing a lot on pot stocks today, and everything that we were holding was moving.
There you have it, guys.
Glenn Wilson getting killed on that X call, Wolf. Well, welcome to the stock market. It's only down 9 cents. I don't know how you're getting killed. With 20 days to trade.
Expires in 20 days?
Yeah, the option, the 821
wow.
750 call we had.
Wow.
So yeah, it's X closed at the exact price that we bought it at. So if you need a lesson in time decay, there you go.
Yeah. Good old time decay.
Baby, come back.
Oh man. All right, guys. Anybody have any questions for the Wolf on what he just mentioned or what he was just talking about? Anybody have any questions for the Wolf?
Cool. Good talk.
None yet. Damn. My MacBook Pro just died. That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Next Trader Palooza, enter your name in twice.
Yeah. Do you think Canopy would have a good evening? I think maybe they mean earnings.
My expectations for the Canadian market, I think you'll see nominal changes. But look, my hope is that we're surprised and we see. I actually think that they could be good. From some of the CEOs that I talked to, their expectations were always that this earnings would be the good one. And that's not just like Canopy, that's like a couple other LPs who's, I don't own any of their stock, but, we're friends and we talk. So it could be, it'd be a nice boost. I can tell you that the MSOs, so let me tell you right now, just because I have it.
And then somebody also asked, what's the best magic mushroom stock?
The best magic mushroom stock has not yet emerged.
There you go.
So GW Pharma and Kronos are on the 6th. Tilray Canopy on the 10th. You got Harvest on the 11th, and then the big one is the 12th. You've got Green Thumb and True Leaf, and then Curaleaf is what's it called? The 17th. So, Green Thumb is probably going to have the most blowout earnings, I think, out of all of them. And that's just because they are completely dominating the state of Illinois. They're in Florida, they're in a couple other places, but they don't have the presence of like True Leaf and Curaleaf in the state of Florida. And now, that's all great. And they're basically putting up rec numbers. All right? And this is the thing that everybody... Here, ready? I'm going to make your membership worth it, the TTG. When Florida puts recreational marijuana on the ballot, True Leaf and Curaleaf will be the two biggest marijuana companies in the world. They're doing $100 million a quarter on the medical side. They're going to quadruple that on the rec side. So,
what's the ticker on True Leaf?
TCNNF.
TCNNF. Wow, 1680. Wow, it's done well lately.
Yeah, and look, they had an unlock. It was 68% owned by the founders or controlled by the founders. Guys, look, I thought this thing would crack, but they're not selling. And honestly, I don't blame them. So yeah, I'll say it now. I was wrong. I thought that thing would pull back, but honestly, that's fine because at any point I can get in and I'll still be up on the trade. But it's definitely one that I really want in my long term again. I'm not going to have the size I had last time, but I also think companies like Terrace and Cresco are going to give some. There's going to be some surprises. So don't get bogged down on owning the Green Thumbs and the True Leaves and the Curaleaves. I mean, look, you should, but if there's anything that I've realized in the marijuana sector is that smaller companies will eat off of the bigger companies' plates.
There you go, Ben.
Planet 13, I don't know how they scale that thing. Dave, I own Harvest. I don't know about Uber puts. I mean, I just wouldn't play the earnings. I get it. Uber, nobody's using Uber, but they acquired a lot of, Uber Eats. They already had Uber Eats, but they acquired Postmates. So, if they show serious growth on the delivery side, then I think people will just factor in the rideshare business coming back at some point, but being sustained by all the delivery. I bet the delivery stuff is going to be through the roof, and that's what you have to understand. You can't look at it as, this is just personal, anybody could be a taxi driver company. That's no longer the company anymore.
All right, guys, good stuff. Exhaustion gap on JMIA. Whoa. Whoa. I didn't even pay any attention to this stock today. Wow. Holy shit. Wow, it blew right through that 1850. This 1850 area, should have been some resistance. You guys see that triple bottom earlier in April and May of 2019 on JMIA. And we blew right through that thing today. Wow, what a move on this stock today. Yeah, I would look for an exhaustion gap. You've got a lot of resistance here, 2750 to 28. You got to see how high this thing goes tomorrow if you do get a gap up. But this resistance right there is where I'd be looking. May, June, July. If you're looking to short this move on JMIA, okay, I would, it's going to be tough if, I wouldn't short it 22s, 23s. I really wouldn't short this thing unless this thing really gaps up on you tomorrow, pushes up towards 2750, and then you look to short it back down towards 1850. Right now it's at 23. So it's already up here at 23. I mean, you got to see what happens tomorrow, but that 2750 to 28 is the area that I'd be looking at short. For those of you looking at JMIA, I didn't even look at this stock today. Wow. What a day. Wow. Didn't even look at it. All right, guys. That's it, gang. Good one. Another good stream here. We recapped some nice trades. Wolf gave you guys some golden nuggets on the marijuana, cannabis space and sector. For those of you that, again, if you are not a member of True Trading Group, make sure you get your butt in chat tomorrow for TTG Tuesday. The chat room is open for free for everybody. Okay, come in, see my screen, hear me on the mic, get all of the moderator trade alerts in real time, guys. Know what we're doing before we do it, and most importantly, know why we're doing what we're doing. Click on the link in the chat on the live stream. Fill out that form. That's going to give you an access link that'll provide you entry into our chat room for the entire day tomorrow, absolutely free. We open up the chat room at around 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We close it down at around 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so you guys are all invited. If you are not a THD member, if you are a THD member, I will see my fam. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And then all of our non-members, I welcome you to join us. Let's see what's going on with CODX. Let's see what's going on with ADT. And let's see what's going on with JMIA, which is another stock that I will have now on watch going into tomorrow. All right, guys? So click on that link. Make sure you guys sign up for chat tomorrow. It's totally free. And I will see each and every single one of you in chat tomorrow. If you have not done so already, hit that like button and share. Hit that share button as well, guys. Spread the word for the THD YouTube channel. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. And I will see all of you tomorrow in chat. Let's get ready to learn, trade, and profit.